Greetings everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today, I want to go ahead and open a discussion about what's the next possible remake of the Resident Evil franchise. And well, there is of course an official news that the director of RE4 Remake says there's gonna be remake coming, there's gonna be more remakes. I mean, it's kinda obvious we're gonna get more remakes about the Resident Evil franchise because I'm gonna be very blunt and honest. They cannot make a brand new title. It's really getting to the point that they cannot make a brand new Resident Evil title. Like a brand new title that's not a remake of an original title. Even though people love the remakes of every single game, well, some of them. I can't speak for everybody. I like the remakes, except for like 3 remake, as you know. But every single remake has specific flavor, a specific like taste, and a lot of people love it or hate it. It's up really to you. But when it comes to remakes, what I think, there is possibilities of like mini remakes. The first thing is a RE0 remake, which is basically the least likely remake out of all the bunch. But it'll be a pretty bold move from Capcom to remake that one. It'll be a pretty bold move. It'll be unexpected. It's less popular, but it's gonna be very good. That is gonna be very interesting to see RE0 get the spotlight and get the spotlight that the original game did not, because the game didn't sell well. On the GameCube is the lowest selling Resident Evil game, I believe. I'm not sure. I looked out of the mainline titles, which kinda is really sad. But really, another chance, another opportunity, another shining star needs to be brightened up. I don't know whether that means it's just some random stuff. Hopefully, like, it'll be good. It'll be pretty good, and I'll be pretty much down for RE0 remake. It'll be interesting to see a different perspective on Billy and Rebecca, and hopefully see them return. It's a good dynamic, pretty good dynamic. The second remake that it would be kind of dope is an RE Engine version of Resident Evil 1. Now, we already have a remake of the first game. We know that. We already had the first game remake. So, why do I want another remake of an RE1? We already got a remake of that. Why not? Why another one? The reason being is because it will fit the RE Engine Resident Evil games. Because Resident Evil 1 remake, it doesn't fit the RE Engine kind of like storyline, because Resident Evil 1 remake felt like more like a cater to the original games, cater to the original Resident Evil 1, 2, 3, and 4, like the originals. It doesn't feel like it's part of like the RE Engine kind of feel, and plus, not a lot of people are fans of fixed camera angle and tank controls. Not a lot of people want it. A lot of people want that 3D, like third person, freedom of movement, like feel of Resident Evil 2, 3, and 4 remakes. That's another reason. And I'll tell you guys why I think, it needs that's just like a remake. Like why like remakes is there in general for the Resident Evil series, because I need to discuss that in a bit. So yeah, this is one of them. Resident Evil 1 remake will be kind of like, it'll be nice to have like a remake and hopefully get more insight for Wesker, because, again, I'll discuss that in a bit. Moving on, the next remake, it'll be pretty, it's a lot of people want this. It's an Outbreak remake. People wanted Outbreak remake for so long that it's ridiculous. Resident Evil Outbreak is a really good game. From seeing gameplays, a bunch of gameplays from a bunch of people that I know, it's really fun, it's really amazing, and having because an online Resident Evil game, it'll be freaking dope. It'll be awesome to have more people get into it and play it. It'll be a great level of fun to see basically the characters escape Raccoon City, other than the main protagonist. Of course, Outbreak is not really that canon. To some degree, it's not that canon. But really, it would be really nice to have that as a kind of a sub game, kind of a side game. It's pretty fun. It'd be a pretty fun side game to play. And then you have now the two games. The two games I think are like the highest possibility. One is RE5 remake, and the other is called Veronica remake. Well, should they do an RE5 remake? No, because even though if you played Separate Ways, spoilers by the way, Separate Ways, like the remake, RE4 remake Separate Ways, at the ending, there's a lot of hints and references of Resident Evil 5, like seeing the Wesker screen when he's looking at Excella. He looked at the Africa, basically. He had the picture of the flowers where the progenitor virus was first, was discovered in the 60s, and seeing all that and global saturation, blah blah blah. RE5 remake kind of confirmed in a way, but it's not in development. But it's will definitely work on that game hopefully in the future. Is it now? No. I think maybe wait up a good 3 years or 2 more years, then we can get that one. Then we can get RE5 remake. I'll be down with it. Fully down with it. It'll be good. And lastly, which is a remake that I really want, is a Code Veronica remake. If you've been on my channel for a very long time, you would know that the remake I would like to see is a Code Veronica remake, because it makes sense, because it's part of the game, it's part of the original story, it's part of the canonized story. Just because it doesn't have a number, it doesn't mean we don't have to remake it. Basically, I chose 2 games that are definitely not numbered. One is actually a spin-off title, and the other is a mainline game that deserve a lot more shot than the numbered titles. Now, a Code Veronica remake will be a lot better, because seeing Claire again in the spotlight and seeing an RE Engine version of Steve and the Ashfords, I love the storyline. I personally love the Ashford family's story of the lore of the Ashford family and their history to the Umbrella Corporation, where they were the original founders. They were one of the original founders of Umbrella Inc., their grandfather, so which is definitely the patriarch of the Ashford family. And really, and again, that goes into my point with Resident Evil 1, is because, and it gets to the same thing when it comes to RE1 with Wesker. And that's what it goes now. Why I mentioned Wesker a bunch of times, why I mentioned Wesker in both scenarios. Because this is an RE Engine version of Wesker. This is a completely different version of Wesker, because the characters from the RE Engine are different to their RE4 counterpart. Leon from RE4, the original, is different than RE4 remake Leon. RE4 original Ada is different than RE4 remake Ada. The remake and the original counterpart are a bit different when it comes to the original games and the remakes. I don't put Resident Evil 1 and Resident Evil 1 remake, Kristen, Jill, and all these characters being, they're different. They're a bit more serious. They're still the same, but they're a bit more serious, a little bit more serious. But with Resident Evil 2, 3, and 4, there is differences in characteristics, and they're very much different. You can spot difference from a mile away. And why I think, the reason, and that goes to my other question I said earlier. Why do I think, what I think about the remakes, like true intention of the remakes. The remakes, to me, I feel like the remakes, it's targeted towards casual new fans of the series than hardcore fans. And it really shows that majority of the people who play the remakes are not some of them are classic, fans who played the original and been a fan for a while, but the majority, and the most majority of the fan base who are playing the remake, the current remakes now, are newer fans. Are basically fans who's been around playing the Resident Evil series for 2, 3, 4 years. They've been around the block for a few years. And I've been around for like 5, 6, and then about 5, 6, 7, 8 years. They're not around that time. They're more like newish. They've been around the Resident Evil series for a few years. You know, it's mostly targeting the casual audience. And that's like, to me, it's pretty factual. I'm sorry, but this is really true. You think that the remakes is mostly like, to please some of the hardcore fans. But in reality, is mostly Capcom's main target are the casual, newer fans who are new to the series. That's what the remakes are for. Are for the, it's not for both audiences. It's not for the original classic fans. That's why most of the original classic fans dislike the remakes, like the RE2, 3, and 4 remakes. They're not big fans of them because there's some certain parts and certain aspects they don't like about. Now I can understand that. I can fully understand, and like I said, it's mostly casuals. Casuals will find it entertaining because when you give them like a new fan Resident Evil 4, the original, they will like it. They will enjoy it. But if you give them the remake, they will much prefer most likely the guy will love the remake way more than the original. If you talk about a casual fan who doesn't play video games too much or play other game franchises, that's not got too interested in Resident Evil, they might like the new one more. This is coming from and this is like, of course, coming from I myself been a Resident Evil fan for, I would say, 14 years. I much prefer the originals than the remakes. Sometimes, like some games, I like the remakes more than the original because I have like this 50-50 when it comes to that. But when it comes to the newer fans, majority of the newer fans came from Resident Evil 7. Majority of them, I can guarantee it, that majority of the people are here from Resident Evil 7 and didn't play the originals maybe until like maybe later down the line, and they felt that, oh, it's a pretty good game, but they would much prefer playing the remakes because it's much more modern, it's more their style. So that is definitely the reason why remakes exist, why Resident Evil games, like remakes of RE games, are existing, because it's targeting the casual audience, not the hardcore fans. The hardcore fans is not their main priority. It's the casual, normal fans who have not been a fan for too long, who have not been a fan of the series been a fan for a few years. It could please. Sometimes they could please the hardcore fans, but again, main target, casual fans. This is like a bit of like a reality check for some of the Resident Evil fans out there who think that like the remakes are there just to please like the classic fans and all that shit. But again, casual over hardcore. That's their motto for Capcom. So yeah, that's all I have to say when it comes to the whole thing. What I think which remake would be, what remake I think it should happen. I would say a Code Veronica remake, anything but an RE5 remake. Anything but an RE5 remake, because RE5 remake, it is way too soon. It is way too, it would make sense. And we developed Wesker and developed this RE engine version of Chris, like Resident Evil, like maybe RE1 remake, a remake of Chris, or Code Veronica, a remake of Chris. Develop both of those characters, because characters already established, but wait to see Chris and Wesker, because like I said once, I'll say it again, that the remake characters, the RE engine characters in the remake realm are different than the original games, the original counterpart. So what are your thoughts? What do you think? Do you think that that the Resident Evil Code Veronica should be the remake you guys wanted? Do you guys want the Code Veronica? Is it 5? Is it 0? Which Resident Evil remake that you want Capcom to do? Leave it down in the comments. I'd like to hear what you guys think. And that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, share. Follow me on my socials. It's down below or my about page. And yeah, that's all. Take care now.